inspires the baby's questions. What's that?
How can we, as a community, positively affect the lives of black men so that black men can continue to positively impact the world?
Can I ask you a question first, please? I want to ask you a quick question. How can we hold ourselves accountable when we don't know why we think the way that we think? The first thing is we cannot be held accountable if we don't know what's wrong with us.
But no one stopped to think about the babies. Oh. But no one stopped to think about the babies. Oh. But no one stopped to think about the babies. Oh. But no one stopped to think about the babies. Oh.
No child left behind from being profiled. No smiles in every picture, pitching coke vows. Imagine babies being born with a black mask and a bullseye birthmark on our black ass. While Officer Loman shot to mid that fast. 400 years of fear appeared in the gap blast. They ain't tell us we be murdered by the policia. Ooh, child, they said things were gonna get easier. They ain't tell us we be crucified in the media. Turned into a hashtag highlights on Wikipedia. The rich get greedier, the poor more needier. The hood seedier, lock us up instead of freeing us. Who speaks for us? We ain't listening when you preach to us. So concerned when we can only learn what you teaching us. If love is a lap dance and hip hop is rap bands, our babies, they don't stand a fat chance. Damn.
But no one stopped to think about the babies. Oh. But no one stopped to think about the babies. Oh. But no one stopped to think about the babies. Oh. But no one stopped to think about the babies. Oh.
Is there a childhood for black babies? Criminalized their birth, they called us crack babies, that's crazy. But we ain't never heard them talking about a meth child. White supremacy means always having the best child. Why they hand us a death style with a fresh smile? Man, tell me how to protect child from projectiles. We need God to bless a child with a vest now. How we being raised if all of our days are letdowns? See, we inherited ideals that our parents lived. Taught us to go to war and treat us like we terrorists. Then act all shocked when it's babies we burying. But killing for what you want is just being American. They teach us to worship Jesus but curse his features. But whitewashing the Savior just made them the worst believers. They point to the flag and tell us to pledge allegiance to a place they still treat us like a stillborn fetus. Believe it.
But no one stopped to think about the babies. Oh. But no one stopped to think about the babies. Oh. But no one stopped to think about the babies. Oh. But no one stopped to think about the babies. Oh. How they would survive.
Uncle Jobson, Level 2 Apple and Black Power family, what's going on? What's good? What's going down? From my town to your town, you already know this is your brother in Google. Now you see R.A.N.M. Once again, you will tune in to R.A.N.M. RBG TV, family. And you know we keeps it G. Once again, you already know it's that raw and uncut common sense for the common people. Dealing with the common issues. And of course, you already know we trying to seek those common solutions. You know where I'm about to go, family. You know where I'm about to go. What I'm about to say. Say it along with me, family. All in together now. How we gonna do it? How we gonna make it? How we gonna succeed and survive, family? With black love. You know why? Because black love is a cure for the black nation. So let's get it. While we waiting. Today we're gonna talk about something something that everybody can relate to. And it's going, of course, we talking about the babies. We're going to talk about the babies. We're dealing with the babies today, you understand? You're going to bang for the babies. If you ain't going to do it for yourself, bang for the babies, you know what I mean? But like I always say in my quote, the legacy of the nation rests within the youth.
From the cradle to the grave.
From the cradle to the grave.
You understand? The legacy of the nation rests within the youth. It's up to these babies. That's going to be the ones that take us to that next plateau, that next level, you know what I mean, of black living. The babies. But in order for our babies to get to a certain level, we got to get our parents at a certain level of understanding and practice. You understand? So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about child discipline nonetheless. And I'm going to give today's topic, I'm going to call it today, Child Discipline, CPS versus the Village. One more time. Child Discipline, CPS versus the Village. So, get back, you know what I'm saying? Kick back, relax, get comfortable, because we're going to go in today. We're going to talk about some, you know what I mean, some real core reasoning, nonetheless. Like I said, we talking on some core reasoning today. Once again, the name of the title is Child Discipline, CPS versus the Village. One more time. Child Discipline, CPS versus the Village. Roll it around. Alright, before I begin, I want to open up with some document, you know, a little literature, if you will. I try to find the best definition for child discipline that I can find. I came up on Wikipedia, and I want to share that with y'all right here, just so y'all can see it for yourselves. Hold that thought. You understand? Child discipline. Alright. Child discipline. Because the values, beliefs, and education, and customs and culture of a people vary so widely, along with the age and temperament of the child, methods of child discipline vary widely. Child discipline is a topic that draws from a wide range of interests, fields such as parenting, professional practice of behavior analysis, developmental psychology, social work, and various religious perspectives. We're not going to touch on anything religious today. In recent years, advances in the understanding of attachment parenting have provided a new background of theoretical understanding and advanced clinical and practical understanding of the effectiveness and outcome of parenting methods. The word discipline is defined as imparting knowledge and skill, in other words, to teach. Discipline is used by parents to teach their children about expectations, guidelines, principles. Children need to be given regular discipline to be taught right from wrong and to be maintained safe. I'm going to say that again. Children need to be given regular discipline to be taught right from wrong and to be maintained safe. Child discipline can involve rewards and punishments to teach self-control, increase desirable behaviors, and decrease undesirable behaviors in children. In its most general sense, discipline refers to systematic instruction given to a disciple. The purpose of child discipline is to develop and entrench desirable social habits in children. The ultimate goal is to foster sound judgment and morals so the child develops and maintains self-discipline throughout the rest of his or her life. Let me say that one last part. While the purpose of child discipline is to entrench desirable social habits in children, the ultimate goal is to foster sound judgment and morals so the child develops and maintains self-discipline throughout the rest of his or her life. And lastly, in Western society, there has been a debate in recent years over the use of corporal punishment for children in general, and increased attention has been given to the concept of positive parenting, where good behavior is encouraged and rewarded. Again, that was coming from the Wikipedia breakdown. Like I said, I tried to find the best definition. That's what I was able to find. That's the textbook version. Now we gonna give it to you on our version, a black version, a street hood version, or family version. You understand? Now, dealing with this whole black power thing, fixing up the hood thing, because you already know that only the hood can heal the hood. You know what I mean? And it takes the hood to heal the hood. We have to go back to an old school way of living, an old school way of putting it down. What I mean by that is this. If you look at current affairs, the way these babies are running around today, right? The way our children are today, we like to call them bugged out. We like to call them wild as hell, off the chain, etc., 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 etc. And that's a two-part thing dealing with, that's the outcome. That's nonetheless, if you think about it, the way we describe the children today, those are outcomes. Those are the effects. But we have to look at the causes. We always got to go to the cause of anything that we dealing with, right? Child discipline is no different. Dealing with these babies is no discipline. You got to go to the core and figure out why exactly they're reacting and carrying on the way that they carry on. You got outside the house and you got inside the house, right? I'm going to break this down as simple as possible, the best way I can. You got outside the house, you got inside the house. Now, with that being said, you would think, how can I say this? I'm going to say it like this, straight up and down. The worst place for a child is outside of the home. Why? Because there are more influences that are there for the taking, if you will, for this child of yours. The influences are endless, if you will. You know what I mean? Versus in home, the influence is pretty much around the brief moment in time that you are with the child. Because keep it 100. Today's parent and today's children, they pass each other on the fly. There's no real build-up time. There's no, hey mom, hey pop, how you do? How was your day? Hey son, hey daughter. There's none of that. That shit barely exists these days. Barely exists. This is why I said we got to recreate the family. If you can't talk nationhood unless you talk familyhood. What is a nation but the magnitude of a family? You understand? So, getting back to these kids, they're influenced and affected by things that are outside the home. Case in point, what they hear on the radio. Case in point, what they see on the TV. You know just as much as I know. These children mimic any and everything that they see like that. At a moment's notice. They mimicking that shit. They see somebody doing it. It looks quote unquote hot. It looks fly or whatever. They're going to gravitate that way. And pretty much if you're not there to be that guidance, either A, that's a good choice, cool, or B, what the hell are you doing? Let's rethink this and come up with a better plan. They're going to gravitate right to that bullshit, and there's nothing that you can say about it because that's keep it 100. You allowed it. A child is only going to do what a child is allowed to do. Hell, people are going to do what they're allowed to do. So a child, what you think is going to happen? You understand? So, also, going back to the influences on the outside. Children, just like any other adult or any other being on that planet for that matter or whatever, they're attracted to that which is attractive. So even though we as the adults, we as the parents, we may know it's bullshit. We know the radio is garbage. We know what they're watching on TV is garbage. We know the conversations that they're having amongst their own peers is garbage, etc., 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 etc. We know the fashion game is garbage. But we're not there to correct that shit, to make what should be, you know what I'm saying, like the whole positive, make a positive impact, whatever, that's attractive to them. If you're not providing something for them that is, one, total contrary to the bullshit that they're going in right now, you're gonna lose. Two, it's not attractive to make them want to stay in that what you're trying to provide, whatever, some sort of program, your own personal knowledge and wisdom, whatever the case may be. Just have them sit down for a hot little minute. If you're not providing something that's attractive to them, they're not going to hear you. They're not going to hear you. Because at the end of the day, again, you may know that what they're involved in, what they listen to, what they watch on TV, certain conversations, who they hang around, etc., 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 the clothes that they wear. We know the stuff that they're involved in today, for the most part, is bullshit. I throw a good 70-75% of adults today know the stuff that they're involved is garbage. But a good 90%, that's a high number. A good 90, all right, I'll bring it down. Good 85. they refuse to combat that scenario, but then have to turn right around, the same way it's been going on for the last couple decades. This is why I say we got to close that gap between the adults, elders, and the youngins. It's a very big gap. We don't want to provide nothing for them. We don't want to do nothing for them. Provide some sort of sustenance, some sort of morals, some sort of guidance. Going back to what the script said a minute ago, morals. You understand? We're not providing this stuff, and we're not even trying to find or formulate some sort of way that will bring them in to that sort of lifestyle, that sort of cognition or whatever. We're not trying to do these things, but yet we can cry and complain about it. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. So all I'm saying on that level, before I get into any further into this, what I'm basically saying is this: parents, get on your job. If we're gonna have these babies, let's have them for a purpose. Let's not just pop out babies just because we can reproduce. Because at the end of the day, what are we bringing forth with this life that we're bringing in? What are we bringing forth? If we're not providing some sort of sustenance, some sort of positivity, some sort of morality, some sort of pride, some sort of self-love, if we're not instilling these type of things within our kids, what are we doing when we're having them? We're just popping out babies. We're just making numbers. Statistics, nonetheless. And the reason why I say statistics, because it's just this simple. If we keep failing, and I'm going to say just like that, if we keep failing, because we have been for a long time, but we're starting to clean that up, and that's what's up, black power to that. But if we as the adults, we as the parents, we as the guardians, the elders on the block, the old heads on the block, whatever, right? If we continue to fail these children, what I mean by failing them, again, not providing a sense of worth, self-worth, a sense of living with a purpose, a sense of being something, not what the damn TV says, because we already know you can be anything you want, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's what they tell us. But at the end of the day, if we're not providing a sense of reality for them as well, right? We got to provide reality. We got to keep it 100 with our kids. Listen, this is what's out here to get you. It's a system called racism, white supremacy. It's been around here for a long time. The system is out to get you, young buck. So what I need you to do, based on my little bit of guidance, little bit of experience that I've had on this earth, a little bit ahead of you, whatever, I need you to peep game to what I'm trying to lay down, because I've been in a couple spots where you're, quote unquote, I wouldn't say destined to go, but the possibilities are out there if you make the wrong move. It's funny, I'm starting to sound like my father. Because these are things that he told me when I was a kid. Some things I really didn't want to hear, but I see it now. Pops, big up yourself. But nonetheless, like I said, if we're not providing a sense of worth for these damn babies, then at the end of the day, they will be just exactly what society says they will be, what society wants them to be, which is worthless. Just another nigga on the block. That's what they want. This is why they're building more and more correctional institutions, as they call them. Jails, prisons. They're building more. And they're building, the ones that they're building, they're designed for the youth. That's a fact. That's a fact. They're building prisons specifically for the youth. They're big. Look, they're killing off the adults. Of course, the youngins too. Don't get it twisted. And they're building the prisons for the kids. This is all for a purpose. They're doing that. They're trying to tell you, listen, parents, if you don't want to raise a child the way that you should, according to your ways and your customs, the way that you should do properly, again, according to your ways and customs, our ways and customs, the way we've been doing it way back when, that we forgot about. That's why I said we got to go to an old school mind frame. If you don't want to handle it, we will. The system speaking. We will. We got a place for them to stay, prison, jail. We got food for them to eat, bullshit in the prisons and the jail. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. They got a spot for them. So all I'm saying is this. Parents, get on your jobs. Get on your jobs, because if you're not, people have jobs to do this. It's called child protection services. You feel what I'm saying? Also, I want to say this. Forgive me if I'm everywhere, but I've been thinking about this for a little bit. And also, it also brought it to the forefront because I was on my way out handling some business this morning. I was listening to the Breakfast Club on the radio, right? And they was talking about discipline, if you will. There was an incident that took place in the Bronx not too long ago, I believe, a couple days ago, maybe over the weekend, whatever. Right here in New York, little boy in the store. He's with his mother. He's probably about the age of between 10 and 12. Young boy, right? He's with his moms, and there was another adult in the store as well. The little young boy is just going off at the mouth, reckless, crazy, saying anything and everything the mother's not doing nothing about. Right? Obviously, the other adult sister, and she was a sister too, she felt the boy was OD reckless. And in my personal opinion, her village aspect kicked in. She popped the little boy in the mouth. Now, when I say the whole village aspect comes in, this is exactly what I mean. Now, before I get there, they're trying to say that, of course, that she might have went a little bit overboard or whatever the case may be. Oh, I hear you at the end of the day. At the end of the day, the mama didn't want to do it. If we're going to be amongst each other in the community or whatever, we need to be able to have these type of scenarios or whatever where the child respects all adults. The adults respect everybody that's in it, you know what I'm saying, in the vicinity or whatever. There needs to be a simple, that's why I say a mutual respect for one another. Back in the day, kids had respect when the adults came in the room. Certain things you didn't say, or you was gonna get checked. Certain things you didn't do, or you was gonna get checked. Now, it's totally, it's like that type of mind is completely gone. Respect is out the window. Morality is out the window. Humility even amongst the family is out the window. These children, they're reckless, they're fearless, but again, because it's not guided, because it's not harnessed and properly groomed, a way that's going to benefit, one, the child, two, the people, it comes out savage-like, if you will. It comes out reckless. It comes out just freaking stupid, right? And this is when we turn around as the adults, as the elders, as the parents. These kids are wild as shit. I can't handle them, yada, 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 yada. And who steps right on in? The government. Again, if you're not going to do it, they will. But they're not going to do it to your liking, one. Two, the benefit is going to be to go against your child, to hurt your child. Nonetheless, break up your family. We don't need no more broken families. Again, what is a nation but a magnitude, a multiplied family? We need to heal our families. We need to stop putting ourselves in a position for our families to be broken up. This is why, again, that's this whole concept of discipline. One, we need to discipline our children, but before we discipline our children, we need to discipline ourselves as the adults. Brothers, get your shit together. Enough said. Sisters, get your shit together. Enough said. Come back together as that family. Bond the way we should. You understand? So we can produce a proper child. We can produce a child in right mind from the womb. Put it this way. A child is only a reflection of the two adults that came and produced that, you know what I'm saying, produced that child from that union. That's all it is. It's a complete reflection. Your traits, your traits. You may want to deny them all you want to, all you can, but at the end of the day, you can't, because that's a walking, breathing reflection of you. You understand? So with that being said, you want to put the best of you that you have, the best of you walking, the best of you talking, breathing, living, everything, into this child, into your reflection, because who the hell in their right mind wants to walk outside, metaphorically speaking, follow me, who wants to walk outside and their shadow be a jacked up shadow? When they step into a mirror, that mirror reflection is all twisted and all jacked up. Nobody wants that for themselves. So at the end of the day, what you want for yourself is what you should want for your children. Or should I say, I'm gonna go a step further. What you want for yourself, you want your children to have more. You understand? So this is why I say, as an adult, as a parent, as a guardian, as a brother, big sister on the block, you need to take these babies by the hand even. Just pull them to the side. Just school them to reality. School them to the game. School them to what morals are. School them to some culture. Let them know it's okay to be black. Let them know it's beautiful to be black. Let them know who you are, what they come from, etc., 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 etc. Give them that sense of pride. Give them that sense of purpose for living, nonetheless. That's the best discipline that you can ever provide. A proper mindset is the best form of discipline that an adult, elder, guardian, brother, sister, uncle, whoever the case may be, whatever adult figure is in the vicinity of that child, and the whole neighborhood is our children. This is why I say that village aspect is so important. That's the best form of discipline, like I said, pouring into the creation of a beautiful mind. to carry your people on, to carry your legacy on. Again, the legacy of the nation rests within the youth. So the better or the more of the good stuff that you pour into these babies, the better your chances that you have of your nation succeeding. Again, this is race, competition. Where do you want to be in this competition? First to last. You understand? And at the end of the day, it's going to be, again, this is a metaphor that I'm using, but it's something that you can understand. It's going to be the babies that are going to just continue to run this race. Some elders they can't do it. They're elders. Some adults don't want to do it. The babies got the energy. Give them the guidance. Give them the mind. That's the best form of discipline. And you give them that, 9 times out of 10, you probably won't even have to lay a hand on your child. Now, I'm not going to say this. I ain't going to say that you should never, because there's going to be some times, adults, elders, parents, there's going to be some times you're going to want to bust these kids upside their goddamn heads. And they will be rightfully deserving of it sometimes. And sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But of course, make sure it's done with love. You know what I'm saying? Your child needs to know that even though I'm going through this pain has a meaning, this pain has a purpose. It's not just my parents whooping my ass. We got to get away from that. If we're going to get physical with our children, 1, to a minimum. 2, with a purpose and a genuine care nonetheless. Again, don't be the type of folk to ride down on your kids, because all you're gonna do is create monsters, and that's a given fact. All you gotta do is go outside and see results of that one. You don't want to create monsters. What you want to do is create firm, stern children that get the message. That's what you want to do. If you have to take it to that level. Again, if you got to get physical with your children, I understand, but do it like I said, to a minimum if you can. If you got to do what you got to do, hey, handle your business. But to a minimum if you can. 1, 2, it has to be done in love. It has to. Case in point. Anytime my mother had to beat my ass, trust me, and she had to go in. She had to go in. I was doing some stupid ass shit that mom just wasn't having. And she had to go in. But at the end of the day, I knew she wasn't just tearing me down. I knew what she was trying to do. She was giving me some sort of a message that I couldn't hear verbally that she tried to tell me because I wanted to be hard-headed or smelling myself, whatever the case may be. I didn't want to hear it. So she had to let me know something. I understood the message. I didn't do that shit again. So again, like I said, if you're going to get physical with your kids, to a minimum, but make sure it's done in love. Let it not be done out of emotion, because they will know the difference. Let it not be done out of anger. They will definitely know the difference. And I guarantee you, you would have just created, right then and there, on the spot, a totally different child that you will no longer recognize. You understand? So again, let it be done with purpose, meaning, and most importantly, it's got to be done in love. Again, black love is the cure for the black nation, so let's get it, right? Sometimes, some little bit of that black love is tough love. Sometimes you got to get tough with each other. Ain't nothing but a good old G-check. And if it's done properly, if that good old G-check is done properly, on any level, if it's done properly, it'll be for guidance. It'll be for getting back in bounds. You know what I mean? It'll be a good reminder, if you will. It won't be done out of, like I said, emotion. It won't be done out of anger. It'll be done out of genuine care and concern. To build up, not tear down. Now, I'm saying all these different things, and again, like I said, forgive me if I'm bouncing around or whatever, but nonetheless, hopefully you're starting to get my point. Parents, adults, guardians, big brothers, big sisters, aunties, uncles, grandmas, homie down the way, all y'all, everybody out here, we need to look at our different hoods, whatever you want to call them, hoods, spots, neighborhoods, territories, whatever the hell you want to call them. Everybody got different things for what they want to call them. But nonetheless, we got to look at our neighborhoods as a reflection of our family, just on a bigger scale. We got to look at these different children, whether they are ours biologically or not, whether we know them per se or not. Get to know them, build relationships with them. At the end of the day, these children's minds are sponges. They're looking for somebody to talk to. Trust me, they're looking for somebody to build with. They're looking for somebody to build them up nonetheless. Whether the TV and the radio is basically telling them they ain't going to be shit in life, because these are the messages that's coming across. You ain't going to be shit in life nonetheless. They may not understand the message, but it comes off as attractive. This is why they gravitate toward it. So what I'm saying to counteract that, family, again, if you see these babies out here and you know you got something on a positive, on an up and up that you can instill in these kids, make the time. Don't just take a little here, a little break there. Make the time whenever you see them and pour into them. Pour into them. It's only going to benefit you, them, most importantly, and the neighborhood and community at the same time. It's going to be a perfect benefit. That right there, family, like I said, that proper mind, instilling in that proper mind, it's the best form of discipline that a parent or a guardian can instill in a child. That right there cancels out the need for police. That shit cancels out the need for the government, CPS. It cancels out the need for any of those third-party organizations. Why? Because we got it. We got our babies. We got it. You know what I'm saying? We got it. They understand it. They respect it. They adhere to it. They get the message. You understand? Child discipline, man. CPS versus the village. The village is way more powerful. Way more powerful. Way more powerful than these government organizations. On any level. But it takes the village to realize that they're a goddamn village. And to react on that village level, on that village scale. Because if you don't, you're just going to have basically a hood. Folks just walking around to and fro. Hey, what up? And sometimes you got to be careful with that what up, with that hello, because you might get, you know what I'm saying, a little confrontation just off saying hello. Again, we got to reinstill, recreate, reestablish that village concept. This is why I always say, and you cannot knock me for saying it, family, black love is the cure for the black nation. So let's get it. You understand? I don't even have to break down the equation. You already know the equation again. But I'm going to say it again. Black love is the cure for the black nation, so let's get it. Once you have that black love, man, I promise you, the village aspect will come alive once again. I know it's going to be a little bit difficult in the beginning. Of course, because we have to, again, we have to create bonds. We have to create relationships. That takes speaking. That takes being around amongst one another. It builds trust, rapport, right? Once you have that trust and rapport, because let's keep it clear, we don't trust one another the way we should. We'll trust each other on some bullshit, to do some dumb shit, catch a lick, or hit a judge or some shit, whatever. But we won't trust each other for the right reasons. We won't trust each other with our dollars. We won't trust each other with our education. We don't trust each other with each other. So we damn sure not going to trust our kids with each other. You understand? We have to recreate this village, family. It's only going to benefit the people. You understand? It's only going to benefit the people. It's only going to benefit these children because it's going to give them something, again, a sense of purpose, a sense of something of self-worth, something to defend and protect. When you start putting this guidance and this form of discipline in these babies, they will know they got a mission. They will know they got a mission. They will see reality for what it is. Okay. Boom. Map out my plan. Look, I got the word from my parents and my elders above me, whatever. Let's go. We on mission. We on point. And we start knocking things out. Again, like I said, it's going to be the babies that's going to run this race. It always was the babies on every generational level. It's always the babies that's going to run the race. So the elders and the adults and the guardians of this generation, of that youth or whatever, it's up to us. That is it's our universal, God-given, ancestral charge, mission, obligation to instill in these babies. And the minute that we don't, every second that we do not, that we fail to, we have failed ourselves, we have failed our ancestors, and ultimately we have failed these babies. And we cannot, I repeat, we cannot, nor do we have the right to sit back, cry, complain, talk about some, damn, look at these kids. What the hell is wrong with them? Nah, it started with you. Remember, action reflects leadership. Parents, guardians, elders, big brothers, big sisters, aunties, uncles, brother and sister around the way. It's up to you. Either you gonna guide these babies, or society will make it real attractive so they slip up and get caught up in some dumb shit and they end up right into the system. So either you discipline them or CPS will. You discipline them or the jail cells will. Either you do it, these hospitals will. You do it, or ultimately death will. An untimely death. An unwarranted death. You understand what I'm saying, family? Parents, all I'm just saying like this. I don't mean to be this long, whatever, drag it out this long, whatever, but I did. And I meant it. Just get back on your game. Get back on your game. Think back to how your big mama and how your grandfather used to get it in when y'all was kids and this, that, and the third. Certain things they didn't tolerate, and you know it. You understand? Get back into that mind state or whatever. It's only going to be, like I said, the benefit for us on the collective. So let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100. These are some little young Thundercats out here right now, right? Real talk. But at the end of the day, we got some real punk-ass parents running around here too. So you can't blame them for being young Thundercats. I blame them for their action, but I blame the adults, I blame the parents, I blame the guardians for their lack of responsibility, their lack of care, their lack of guidance, their lack of concern. They're ultimate full of I don't give a shit. Again, children are a reflection of the generation that precedes them. So I suggest that current generation pour into some you know what I'm saying? Give them what they need. Give them what we need. Again, child discipline, man. CPS versus the village. The village is powerful once the village comes together. The village is powerful once the village realizes it's a goddamn village. Questions, comments, concerns, get at me. You already know you've been watching R&M RBG TV, family. I am your brother once again in Google. Now you see R&M. I appreciate you for walking with me. You know I walk with you. Let's get smart with this thing, man. For real. Let's get smart with this thing. Let's reclaim our children. Let's recreate our children once we reclaim them. Understand? Bring them back home. Clean them up. Send them out. Something brand new. That's pretty much all I wanted to say, man. Like I said, I ain't mean to be this long, whatever, but I had to say it. It was on my mind. But there it is, though, man. Child discipline, man. CPS versus the village. Till the next time, keep it locked, keep it G. You already know this is, once again, R&M RBG TV, man. Uncle Jobson up, Hutuapo on Black Power, man. Always, once again, man, always. And this is why I always say you can't blame me for saying this shit, man. Always remember. Always live and apply. Black love, once again, because black love is the cure for the black nation. So let's get it. Let's go.